trial that the patients would suffer irreparable harm and that the balance of convenience lies with the patients. So there was some question being raised by the government about whether it applied to all of you and not just the applicants. It was a clear understanding by me and counsel that I was dealing with from the government that it did. When you affect the constitutional rights of one, you affect the constitutional rights of all. But anyway, so there's a bit of a silver lining in the government's decision to appeal. I haven't seen any notice of appeal yet, but there was an announcement, so I don't know what the grounds are. But that means that they must be respecting the injunction and that they're going to go to a court of law, the Federal Court of Appeal, to determine its validity. So that's a good thing, rather than you having to worry today or next week or whatever that they might suddenly be showing up on your door. Of course, if they do show up on your door, remember Terry Parker. Remember that they are forcing you to choose between your liberty and your health. Make sure you have a copy of your medical documents in order to hand to them. Make sure you have a copy of the reasons for judgment of Mr. Justice Manson that you can hand to them. Persuade them not to take away your equipment because there's a court case that's ongoing, and ultimately we hope to win at the federal court trial level. There may be subsequent appeals. It may go on for a while, but we hope to establish your right to continue to produce your medicine for yourself or to get it from a licensed producer if you can afford it. It's the choice of the patient in relation to their medicine that we wish to establish. Thank you very much.
Yeah!
The timeline, the court indicated 9 to 12 months, and we're of the view, we agree that we should move as expeditiously as possible. It may be that we have to break it up into segments, the Section 7 issue, the dried marijuana limit, the 150 gram max, and then the government's onus to try and justify any limits. When I see the appeal documents, of course, that's going to distract us a little bit. We're going to have to go and put a record together for that and arguments together for that instead of concentrating on getting the trial moving. But hopefully we can move both as fast as possible so that there's some certainty for everybody on this issue.
Thank you again, John, for coming all the way out here with us to tell Ottawa what is happening with this injunction.
Can you do something about this weather? It's April 1st, isn't it?
Welcome to Canada.
So, yeah, so...
Any questions for John, maybe?
Sorry. So, Jesus. Okay, so also today, we have a couple of patients that came to the press conference. We just had a very successful press conference inside with about a dozen TV cameras. And we brought from the East Coast, Debbie Stone-Skiffen. And actually, I see she just lit a joint. So maybe we'll get Allison to speak next.
Sorry, I've been doing media all over the world for over 2 decades trying to teach people and our federal government about cannabis as medicine. I am the leading speaker patient representative in Canada for an organization called the International Association for Cannabinoid Medicines. One of the reasons I think I was nominated to that position is because I'm tenacious, as you can see. I never give up. I have the worst pain known to medicine in my face and head 24 hours a day. It's gone from my forehead today to now deep in my right ear. It is driving me absolutely insane, but I'm very excited for 2 reasons. 1, I have my cannabis cigarette, and 2, I have a very warm, very delicious piece of medicated pizza. So I'll keep a little hug aside for my designated grower, Cheryl McClellan. She's amazing. She makes me everything in the way of edibles, from soup to salads to pizza, as I said. She's wrapped this up well. To chocolate to cookies on back. And this, everybody, is what warm, medicated marijuana pizza looks like.
Awesome.
So good job to, again, my designated grower, Cheryl McClellan, and I'm hoping again that I'll be pain-free fairly quickly. So again, we're fighting with Tad Smith, Debbie Stultz-Giffen, lawyer John Conroy, and all of the 40,000 patients across our country to finally get the right to take care of ourselves and those we love. Thank you all so much for coming out today. Thank you. Now I'm going to eat.
Awesome.
It's absolutely unconscionable what this federal government is attempting to do to some of the sickest citizens in this country. How dare they abuse the critically and chronically ill to this degree that they've had us panic-stricken until the absolute last minute, and yet they leave us panic-stricken again with the thought of appealing the decision. How dare they continue to abuse the patients in this country and abuse and waste our taxpayers' dollars chasing after critically and chronically ill Canadians who are exercising our constitutional right to choose between our liberty and our health. And they're more concerned about the corporations making money than the patients staying well. It truly is the difference between health and wealth. And I'm of the firm belief that this Health Canada should be renamed and be called Wealth Canada, because that's certainly what they seem to be all about, and they're certainly prepared to trample our rights as they do so.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Martel. I'm from Northville, Ontario. We have a daughter with intractable epilepsy, and we see on the news almost every day there's something coming out of the US or other countries around the world about the wonderful benefit of including cannabis into the diets for these children with intractable epilepsy. And we're watching kids basically go from catatonic in wheelchairs to riding bicycles, swimming in swimming pools, saying mama and dada for maybe the first time in their life. And we see this coming out of the US and we think, well, something's wrong with this picture because we can't get access to the raw plant. And I think juicing the plant would be a tremendous advantage to these kids. It's not psychoactive, it's worth trying, and it should be a first-line treatment for intractable epilepsies, cancer, MS, you name